Hello, and welcome to another edition of Extra Connections Special. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. While the real full-on show is not in session because the studio's closed down, we're doing some specials from home and still going to try to connect you with people who are doing great things. And my guest, we have the Ohio connection. That's where he is right now. We're going to talk about that a little bit. They founded this luxury fashion house 6 years ago in 2014. And we're going to talk about what it's like to do fashion weeks, what it's like to actually make clothes. I'm going to show him something that I have and see what he says. And we're going to get to know more about him. And I'm so happy to have him on the show. Jonathan Marc Stein, how are you?
Good. How about you? Thank you for having me today.
I was telling him before, you're getting good hair. Like,
Oh, thank you.
not a lot of good hair these days. People,
Just for you.
I'll take it. Thank you. I'm wearing pineapples for you. I'm trying to wear something, bright. It's hot out here in LA right now. You're missing it. It's like 95 degrees. It's really hot.
Yeah. I get back Monday, so I'm excited to be back in the warm weather.
So I always ask everybody this at the beginning, how are you doing during this kind of strange time period?
Good. It's a great time to reflect on everything I'm working on and, come up with some new ideas. But I would definitely like to get back to actually hands-on working with clients and being back in the industry. But, all we can do for now is this. So.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to mention the Ohio, because you're in Cincinnati area, and I know the Natty. My family's from Ohio. I go to Ohio all the time, all over Ohio. So I had to explain to somebody the other day what ghetto was. They didn't know what it was. I'd explain it to them. Even when I explained it to them, they're still kind of like, I still don't get really what it is. I'm like, it's good. I love it. Everybody eats it, but I love it. I like it. Do you like it? Do you ever eat it or like it?
No, I actually never been.
Well, it's a good little dish that they have back there. It's really good. Then I also love my Bob Evans. Of course, their breakfast the best. They have the best breakfast. We don't have that in California. They have real biscuits and gravy, all the stuff you shouldn't eat, all the things you shouldn't eat.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's so good. I love Bob Evans. I love. And Ohio's a place where you can have like 5 seasons in one day.
Pretty much, yeah. It's very temperamental here.
Don't miss that at all. It's like all of a sudden it's sunny. Next thing it's raining. Next thing it's cold. Like it's like, okay, I know what's going on. Very schizophrenic.
That's why I left. Yeah, main reason.
Okay? So you come from the Midwest, which is like that kind of the Midwest boy goes to the big city. What made you choose LA and not like New York, which is the other direction?
I mean, you know how Ohio can be. It gets really cold, and I'm a beach guy, as you can tell by the hair and the outfit. New York's great, but pretty much most of my clientele that I had at the time was native to LA, so I kind of just chose that, and I've loved it ever since.
What is one thing that you take with you as an Ohioan while you're in Los Angeles? What is one thing you kind of always carry with you?
Professionalism and, being kind and courteous. You don't really see that very often in LA anymore, especially in the industry that I'm in. So.
Right. Yes, I know. You literally chose like one of the most competitive industries of the industry.
Yeah.
I'm in media, I'm in television. That's competitive too. But you're like in one of the most competitive of the competitives. How do you? We're going to talk about your beginning stuff in a second, but how do you stay motivated and navigating your way through this?
I mean, it's a great industry to definitely like progress and evolve in. So I'm always, kind of looking for what I can do next. How can I improve what I'm doing? How can I, everybody wants to like dress the high end people. And I've actually been like come out to a lot of A-list stars lately. So that's really cool. So that's definitely how I stay motivated is, meeting all these new cool people, but also, working my way up from lesser known people to the people who are on the big screen, Met Gala, that kind of thing.
I feel like it's always about stepping stones. You have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I always feel like, and maybe you agree, as long as you do good work with everybody, because you never know who's watching you.
Exactly.
Isn't that the point? Because I feel people who are like, well, I would never do anybody unless it's like, B-list or A-list. And I'm like, but does it matter sometimes? It's like, as long as you still showcase your work out there, is that kind of the case with you?
Yeah, I mean, especially, like where I started, I actually started, doing like the more influencers kind of thing. So lesser known people, but still, a good following to help progress me in my line. But then again, because of all those little smaller people that I've dressed, I keep getting bigger and bigger clientele every year. So that's definitely something that I look forward to, because I actually just signed on a bunch of A-list stars. Once Hollywood opens back up, I can
Yeah.
finally start doing that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that. What's about that too in a second
Yeah.
too. But I like that you like the whole point is always do good work with whoever you work with, and still you never know who's going to photograph that person and go, who's that? Who did that? Like you never know. Your name is out there. I
Hmm.
like that attitude. That's the important part. Being out there. So you are so young, first of all, which I think is great. So did you know what you wanted to do like at 12, 13, 14? Did you like, I want to be in fashion? Did you know that?
I mean, not exactly. Like the first time that I started kind of getting into it, I, started teaching myself how to sew, and I was like, holy crap, I'm really terrible at this. And, I kept practicing and practicing. And eventually, I think my sophomore year of college, so 18 or
Oh,
19,
okay.
I saw a runway show on YouTube, and I was like, wow, that's everything I've been doing, because I actually, painted, I sketched, I was always interested in the arts. Um, and I wearable art that people can wear, I mean, you still see like in museums, like clothes from hundreds of years ago. So it lasts just as long as anything else would. So I really liked that runway show, and I kind of just decided that I wanted to do this the rest of my life while I was in college pursuing a degree in engineering.
Degree in engineering, which is still
Yeah.
putting things together.
Yes, exactly. And I was on the design side, mechanical versus, like electrical. So it definitely helped me with what I do. I mean, everything I did in college was about structure and holding up its integrity and making sure it's good quality. So it definitely helped me, even though it was mostly a waste of time.
Yeah, where'd you go to college?
University of Akron and near Cleveland.
I know it. I know the area.
Yeah.
Akron, Canton. I know the whole area. That's a great airport there. It's a small. When I go to Cleveland, I have family all up and through Cleveland, like Middleburg Heights, Medina, Parma, all that stuff, Brunswick. But it's always sometimes it was easier to fly out of Akron Airport.
It is. Yeah.
I know Ohio. I know what's going on. I'm going to show you this. So this was given to me a couple weeks ago. Look at this cute little sewing machine. Little cutie. So I want to learn how to sew something. My mother was a sewer. My grandmother was. My grandfather was a tailor. They never taught me nothing. This is so cute. I'm gonna
That
try.
is, yeah. It's great to travel with.
Yeah.
I can't really take mine anywhere. Mine weigh like 500 pounds each.
Woo! What kind of machines do you have?
I mainly work on industrial machines, like the same one that you see on like Project Runway or that kind of thing. So they're very heavy, but they last a
My,
while,
my mother
which is
has
great.
one of those table ones, the
Hmm.
Singer, old ones from I think from the 70s, where it
Yeah,
folds into the table and it comes out. She has one of those. It's kind of funny. It's like, wow. She used to make our clothes when we were kids.
that's
Um,
awesome. Yeah.
I know, but I wish she didn't tell you. Didn't. I don't even know how to hem a pants. I don't know how to put on a button. I was like, I wish I'd learned. So I'm trying to learn that while I'm at home, doing other stuff.
Yeah, where you're starting where I started. I had no idea how to do anything. I basically watched YouTube videos and learned how to do everything myself, and still failing, but I've only been doing it for like 4 years now. So
Well, all right. So, do you feel like you're a better designer than sewer?
um, I think I'm pretty equal in those regards. I mean, I definitely think like compared like every time I go to like Saks or Nordstrom, I see like all these high-end brands who, I was also always a perfectionist. So, if I messed up one line of stitches, I would rip the whole thing out if it was even like an inch or so of messed up stitches. And then I went to Saks and Nordstrom, Versace, and high-end brands that were making the same mistakes I was. So I kind of, just thought to myself, I'm in the same boat as everybody else is. And I think my design skills are definitely a lot better because I do have that art background. So I'm used to sketching everything out, picking fabrics, that kind of thing, laying it out. But I think I'm pretty good at both now,
Right.
4 years later.
Very good. Well, practice and just doing it. You
Yeah,
have to be. Hopefully, you get better. I mean, you keep doing it over and over. You should be getting better at
exactly. Yeah,
it. So you do both men's and women's, right?
I do. Yes.
So, what would you describe your style as? What is your style?
So I would say I'm very much more on the modern side of things. I love using leather. I love using like studs and like cool intricate chains and that kind of thing. but I also love like the traditional styles of like McQueen and Valentino, or it's mostly just like flowy, huge gowns. And I definitely try and have been known for mixing the two together. So you have like a leather corseted top with like a long, flowy 10-foot train. So I've definitely learned to mix my style with other style. Not, I mean, as a designer, I am not just doing this for myself. I'm doing it to, create a brand and have everybody like it and purchase it. So, I definitely have noticed that I've come from, doing this for me, for doing this for everybody.
I like that. So let's just take an example. So I'm need to be dressed or something. So what would be the steps that you would go through? Just walk me through it, kind of. So like, hi, I'm James Lott Jr. I'm a media personality, which I am, I guess. You would say, and I would say I need to be dressed for an event. So what would be some of the questions, things you would ask me, and what would we go with?
I mean, mainly I just, first thing I ask is, what do you like? What do you feel comfortable in? Your favorite colors, that kind of thing. But then I also have my showroom in Beverly Hills where all my clients come in, they pick something off the rack. They either say they like it or they don't like it, or they want something added to it. They want a slit extra.
Oh,
So
okay.
I kind of like go based on what I already have with something that would fit and make them feel good, because that's my whole persona, is creating something that people feel confident and badass in. So there's definitely like a whole
They're going to
whole
wear it.
other, yeah, exactly. But then I also do a lot of custom work for like my high-end celebrity clients. I do a lot of custom work, so that's a whole nother story, and lots of planning and work for that kind of thing.
Well, let's go back to the thing. I'm in your showroom, and I go, I love I love those pants, but I want blank on them. And then so you would actually customize them to the client's liking. You would say, okay, I'll add some chains on the side or some lace up on that. But you would add stuff on it.
Exactly. Within reason, of course. I mean, a lot of the clients come in and they're like, hey, I'm going to the Oscars tomorrow. Can you completely change this whole dress in 24 hours? I mean, depending on the person, I would.
Okay, you're like, I was gonna say, you're like, well, if somebody's special,
Exactly. Yeah.
right?
I have been known for turning around things very quickly, but I definitely prefer at least a week lead time.
Yeah. I like that. So you do some modification, but then you go to a couple modify these things. You do all the weight and measurements and all the height and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So that's very cool. I mean, I think it's. So you have a showroom in Beverly Hills. Wow,
Yes.
that's very nice. I mean, so now I'm going to just minus all of that and go back to like how you land in Los Angeles. I mean, this is the part people want to know. Like, how did you go from that to having a showroom like in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, so it was a long journey. I mean, the first show I ever did, I had like no idea what I was doing. I was like, oh my God, people are gonna like crush me because I wasn't making the intricate gowns that like Valentino and Dior make. It was my first show, my first collection. I mean, I'd only been teaching myself how to sew for 6 months to a year by then. It was this fashion meets music festival in Columbus, Ohio. Um, and some actually, well-known designers were showing in it. So I was like, maybe I'll try to enter into this. And I got accepted right away. Uh, and I think based on like what I heard, I had the most astounding applause. A bunch of people came up after me after the show saying like, where can I find your stuff? It's so amazing. But then this agent who works with New York Fashion Week came up to me and they were like, how would you like to show at New York Fashion Week? I was like,
Hello,
of
that's like
course,
that's like
it's
the thing.
huge.
Hello.
Yeah. So I showed at New York Fashion Week. And after that, I mean, I had people calling me left and right, major celebrities, actresses, singers, everything you could think of. And so I finally decided to take the plunge, move to LA, and see what I could do out here. And now I'm with this amazing showroom that I've been with for, I believe, 2 years now. And since then I've dressed, I think I'm almost at 115 celebrity clients now, which is really cool.
It's crazy. So again, you're kind of from the Midwest. Like, where did you ever think growing up that anything like this would be possible for you, or was it more like I live where I live. I'll try to make the best of my life. Like, do you even know, like, you could be in Los Angeles at Newark Fashion Week? Was there a possibility of that?
I mean, back then I
Yeah.
didn't think I would
Yeah.
ever be where I am right now, especially after that first show I did. You
Yeah.
know, it's you don't necessarily know what the people are thinking, even if like they're saying it right to your face. Because you know, especially in this industry, you know, like one wrong word from the press, and you're like cut from
Oh yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
whole thing. So I was freaking out. I was, you know, am I gonna make it? Am I not gonna make it? But at that point I was, you know, doing it for me, something I love to do. So I was like, you know, if they don't like me, then I'll just keep chugging along until they do like me. And now I have people calling me left and right, and been overbooked for a while now. So I'm actually at the point where I'm starting to expand and, you know, hopefully move into Europe very soon.
Oh, that's next, right? That's what is
Uh,
next. But New York Fashion Week, I mean, that is iconic. That is, you know, legendary. We all know about that. You seem like you're pretty fearless. Like you're a guy who just like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do it, see what happens. And then you think you're pretty fearless. That's kind of how you are. You're like, you this is what you want to do anyway. So you'll try it. Like I'll try it.
I mean, you know, especially in LA, I've learned to, you know, put on like a face that nobody else sees, and
Yeah.
then the one that I show to the public.
Yeah.
So in public, I'm saying like, yeah, it's really good. This is my best collection yet. But I'm inside. I'm like, you know, they're gonna judge me. They're gonna say this, this, and this about me. Like, what am I gonna react? How am I gonna
You're an
react?
artist. You're an
Yeah.
artist. So yes.
But yeah, but people definitely think I'm confident, more confident than I actually am. But I'm getting there, you know, with everything going on and plans for expansion and this huge project I'm working on. It's definitely come a long way. So I think the fake confidence has turned into real confidence eventually,
Well,
which
like,
is cool. Yeah.
do you have people in your life that you can talk to that are honest, that are comforting, that are outside the business?
Yeah. So actually, my whole family has supported me through every step of the way. My parents are actually both my managers, which is
Oh,
really cool and
okay.
fun to work with them. Um, so yeah, they're actually planning to move to LA with me because this huge expansion plan that I'm working on, they're ones that are going to headline it, and hopefully soon I will be opening up offices in Paris or London, which is really cool and definitely a huge new step in my life.
Wow. So you work with your parents.
I do, yes.
So what is that like?
I definitely enjoy having somebody around who will tell me everything, give me no bullshit, which is definitely something I need. I need fresh eyes. I need unbiased people, and they definitely tell me when a design is terrible versus saying, "Oh, you know, it's really cool." And then once I get to the show, people hate it. So it's
Right.
definitely great to have a fresh set of eyes who, you know, can give me shit because they're my parents. So it's definitely nice to have that.
Anybody else in your family doing art or fashion or anything in your family?
No, both one of my brothers is an engineer
Oh,
and the other works in video, which he actually, you know, wants to help me out as soon as he can find a way to move out to LA too, which is great. He's done a lot of my campaign videos, which is really cool.
okay.
But I mean, they've both been creative people, but not in the arts. But since I've been in it, they've, you know, been very supportive, and now they're both into fashion as well. So.
So how hard as a creator, because I'm a creator, I do music and stuff, so I'm a creator also. So I know putting together an album, I imagine is similar to putting together a show.
Mhm.
You get all the pieces have to fit, you're telling a story, or you're
Exactly.
taking through a journey. I'm sure it's all the same thing, possibly.
Mhm.
So I want to ask you, I mean, because we see things on TV, and I don't know if it's true or not, but how hard is it to put together a show during a certain season? Is it like months of planning? Is it weeks of planning? Like how do you do it?
So like basically as soon as say Fashion Week in New York is September,
Okay.
um, I show then, and within a week or two of, you know, settling down, I start back on the next collection that's 6 months later. So it's pretty much 6 months of hard work, lots of stuff going on behind the scenes that people don't realize how much crap goes on behind the scenes. Um, Especially when I'm putting together a collection of 25 to 30 looks. I usually end up making an extra 50% of that and ripping them up or saying I hate them. Sometimes even like 5 minutes before the show, I'm like, I hate this dress. I'm just gonna rip it up now, and I'll go on with one less than I thought I was. So yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So do you know how far in advance do you know you're doing another show? Like, do you know you don't 6 months? Is the year planned out? Like, I'm doing one in June, I'm doing one in September. Like, do you know that already?
Usually I do, but
Okay.
sometimes I get asked at the last minute to do an event or something. Like my first international show, back in October was my first international show at Arab Fashion Week in Dubai. I knew about it maybe 2.5, 3 months before I actually showed. So I had 3 months to put together a collection, which was very stressful to
Yes, I'm
do.
sure.
So, but I pulled it off, and I actually won Best Designer and received the Golden Forever Rose Award, which is really cool. Among like Valentino showed at the same fashion week, Zuhair Murad, all these people who dress like J-Lo left and right on the red carpet. I was showing with them, and I beat them out of a position, which is really cool.
We're going, Jonathan Mark. Check that out. Okay. And you're in Dubai. I still want to go so bad. I want to go so bad. I've seen my friends go. I've seen I want to go so bad.
Just don't go in the summer. It gets to like 120 degrees in the summer, and it's very humid. Nothing like LA.
That's what I heard. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll go in the wintertime. I don't go in
Yeah.
the summer. No, I'm going to summer. I can't handle humidity. Even in Ohio, then it gets hot. I'm like, I can't handle it.
I can't. Yeah, that's exactly why I moved to LA. I was thinking like Miami, Florida, where it's hot, and I was like, I don't like humidity, so
No.
ended up there, which is great.
I like warmth. I like dry heat. I'll take dry heat over humidity any day.
Exactly.
That's California, and I live near the beach. So I'm in Inglewood. I'm not far from the beaches. I love being over here. We had the marine layer this morning, so like the marine layer was here. So it's nice and cool, and now it's warm. But I like the ocean breeze.
Yeah.
I'll take it over.
I'm definitely a beach guy. I definitely need some palm trees in my life.
I love palm trees. I
Yeah.
have a big giant one. I always stare at all the time. Like, that's my palm tree. I love it. So do you live near the beach out here?
No, I live in Studio City right now, actually, but I'm planning to move soon somewhere in the hills. But I definitely love where I am because Studio City just happened to turn out with like 80% of my clients were like 5 minutes away. So it was perfect.
Yeah, one of the studios I work for, AfterBuzz TV, is over in North Hollywood. So I know Studio City, North Hollywood. It's all right. You look like they're all right there, and literally, it's not far from the city. And
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
in the valley, kind of. So you're like it's like right in the middle. It's not that far from anything. I don't mind saying. Studio City is nice over there. They have some affordable places over there still nowadays. You know how LA is. I own my house down here in Inglewood, but I know some places are getting really expensive in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's going up. Now it's not Ohio. You can't get a 6-bedroom house for like 200,000 or whatever. How it is back there. Yeah. I do miss the big house in Ohio though. There's some the basements, the big yards, the stuff back there. Of course. Who are some of the people you would love? I think speaking into existence. Who are some folks you would love to dress?
I mean, there's so many.
I'm sure you have something you probably thought of more than others.
My dream client is definitely Zendaya. I mean,
Okay.
she's perfect. She's about the same age as me. She's definitely not afraid to take a risk, which most celebrities, they wear like a simple black gown because they don't want to get any criticism in the press, and she just wears whatever she wants and always gets best dressed. So it's great.
Well, that's good. Okay, so I knew you had one there somewhere. We all have somebody. Like, James, who's your dream person? I mean, we all have somebody that we talk about more than others.
Yeah. I definitely say every time anybody asks me that question, it's definitely her.
Well, Zendaya, if you're watching this, get to him. He's ready. He's ready for you. So you do men's and women's. I'm not going to ask you like which one you like more. That's a dumb question. But I just want to know, what sides of you do you bring to men's, and what sides do you bring to women's? I'm sure it's two. I mean, you're a man, obviously, but like there's parts of you inside that I'm sure fit both.
Yeah, so for men's, it's pretty easy. I mean, I usually just create stuff that I would like to wear. I like to be fashion forward, semi-comfortable, but nothing too outrageously like out there and pompous. But for women, I have the opportunity to create like these beautiful, extravagant pieces that because women on the red carpet definitely have more options to wear. You know, there's dresses, jumpsuits, multicolor stuff, long gowns, short dresses. So I definitely actually do enjoy creating women's more because
Okay.
they definitely know what they like. Men definitely do not always know what they like, especially on the red carpet. They always end up wearing like a simple tux or suit. So it's much more fun to dress women.
Well, I'm trying, myself, I'm not that fashion forward. I try. So I did the daytime Emmys. I was a host a couple of years ago, and I did step outside the box. I wore a purple jacket, like a velvety kind of purple jacket. And it went viral, actually. I took a picture with Kelly Pickler, and she wore a yellow dress and a purple jacket. It was like perfection. We love each other. Great. But you're right. As men, we get a little nervous. It's kind of like, well, I don't want anything too crazy because then they're making me too much attention in the wrong way. But you want to look stylish too. But then there's times I see guys who do take chances sometimes. You're like, I like that. Like I'm glad they took that chance. The jacket fits differently, or the pants are a little different. I mean, I like the color print. You see, I like print. I like print. I do. I like print stuff. I know a lot of guys who are afraid of print, and so it's very interesting. You were saying about the whole men versus women and what they know what they want. So yes, I think men should take more chances. That's my bottom line, and I'm trying to take more chances in the different things that I wear. And I know that a person of color, I can wear a lot of different colors. I'm very fortunate. I know that's the thing too. So I just want to ask you, so do you take that in consideration when you're addressing people also? Size, height, coloring, do you take all that in consideration? Hair color, do you take it all in consideration?
Of course, yeah. I mean, especially, with people, especially celebrities, they go in for a fitting one day, then they change their hair color, they maybe gain a few pounds. So it's always about adjusting to every single situation. I definitely, take body shape into consideration, ethnicity, everything, because, not everybody looks good in the same color. Not everybody looks good in the same material. So I definitely try to choose materials and colorings based on not only what they look best in, but what they feel good in. So it's definitely a lot of different details that have to come together seamlessly. And then 5 weeks later down the road, when they wear it to the event, you're going to do like 10 more alterations till they're exactly perfect with it. So
Can we go a good point about fabric?
yeah.
I never thought before. Like, I guess certain fabrics would fall differently on certain people, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I know we thought before, like leather, pleather, lycra. I guess all those different things. Probably, honestly, I guess you have to be careful which one would fit that person's body type or shape.
Exactly. And especially people who are so comfortable with being curvaceous and, busty, especially in LA with everybody who augments.
Everybody has breasts.
You want to have something more structured on top and more flowy on the bottom, because it's not really what they think would look best on them. I definitely have to push them in a certain direction because I know what feels good. I know what would work the best with their body type. Like everybody who goes to the store and they see something on the rack, it's eight out of 10 times it's not going to fit you exactly how you want it to. Yeah. So especially if you like the color, the material, whatever. So there's definitely a lot of different details that have to go and set into a place before I find something that not only I think looks good on them, but they think it looks good on them as well.
I'm gonna ask you a question I've never asked anybody else in terms of as a designer. This popped in my head just now. For yourself, when you buy clothes for yourself, like, do you have certain brands that you like? Do you care so much? It's about casual wear. I'm not even talking about going out, like casual wear. Do you just go to Target and grab tops? What do you buy for yourself? Like, what do you gravitate towards?
Especially I rarely wear casual clothes unless I'm at home alone working.
Okay.
So
You don't go out in shorts and a t-shirt anywhere? No? I go to the store?
I don't. No. I wish I could. And especially with all these events I go to, and like when I have to escort my client to their event, I'm always in the public eye. So I can never wear the same thing twice, which is really hard to find new clothes.
I understand that one. I do.
So it's definitely a long journey of, wearing what I have, mixing it with 15 different other jackets and pants, and then I run out. So I definitely have to always wear something fashion forward, always wear something that doesn't make me look too pudgy, too skinny, too whatever. So I have to do the same that I do to my clients. I have to do it to myself as well.
So then what do you buy for yourself? Do you have brands you like? Do you go to stores you like? I mean, what do you buy for yourself?
I love everything. I mean, people may say, I gravitate more towards name brands, but I'm also in that industry. So I know like it's going to last me 10 years versus, 10 minutes. It's going to,
True.
I can wear like a nice leather jacket I can wear it to like a nice event. I can wear it with jeans to dinner. I can wear it with shorts when it's hot outside. So I definitely usually always try to pick pieces that I could wear multiple times and not get, judged for it.
Yeah, clocked on it. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a great closet?
I do.
Is it organized?
It's the favorite part of my house. Yeah. I have a huge walk-in closet. I have everything organized by color, by style. I have all my suit jackets together, all my tuxes together. I have my dress shoes together. I have my sneakers together. My belts are all hung on nicely on racks, and
I love it.
it's definitely the neatest part of my house.
The closet. I know. I have a walk-in closet too, and it's all organized. I love walk-in closets. I didn't always have them, so now I have them. I love them. I can't live without them. I actually have a second bedroom it's a smaller bedroom. I'm thinking about making that into a walk-in closet and vanity area. I'm like,
Yeah,
like table and stuff, and chair.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. So I don't know. That's something. Now that I'm home, I've been looking at everything, going, "I want to change this, and this." So I was like, but I always kind of dreamt it's a small, skinny room. And I was like, I could put like a little table, mirror, and chair over there, and then have like this side could be all of these clubs. I mean, I could do it if I really want to plan it. So I'm thinking about it.
I do that like every 5 minutes. Every time I'm bored at home, I always change something around, redecorate. I'm exactly the same.
I love it. So I have to ask. I mean, so then, do you have a personal life? Barely, right?
Not right now, especially with everything going on. I've definitely been working mostly. And like right before this happened, I had like 6 events I had to get ready for, a bunch of custom pieces, and I was about to show in Abu Dhabi for Fashion Week.
Wow.
And then that got canceled. So now I'm sitting on a whole collection that I have to figure out what to do with, because, who knows when everything's going to go back to normal, where I can have 500 people sitting in a row, watch it rock down the runway. So it's definitely a time to plan only, and hopefully everything falls into place so I can actually implement those plans.
Yeah, but I mean, do you have any self-care, like for yourself? Like, do you ever watch TV or a movie, or do you watch? I mean, I'm sure you don't have a lot of time for that, but do you ever do something that's outside of fashion?
I watch a lot of TV. It definitely
Okay.
helps me relax after a long day. I watch way too much TV.
What are we watching, Jonathan? Mark, what are we watching?
Well, my favorite show right now is Katie Keene with Lucy Hale.
Yes.
I'm always looking for a new fashion TV show, and they finally came out with one, because my original favorite one was actually canceled like in 2012.
Which one was that?
It was called Jane by Design.
Oh yeah, I've heard it before.
Yeah. I had to rewatch it like 12 times because it's definitely a good show. And Dynasty's my second favorite.
I love Dynasty. I'm not a Dynasty fan. The show is okay. Obviously, I'm older than you are, so I remember the original. But this version, Elizabeth Giles is so good as Fallon. I mean, that show is so.
Yeah.
The writing, the acting, it's the amount of camp, the outfits.
Exactly. That's what drew me to it, is because everything they wore was designer and perfect and beautiful, and I always appreciate that kind of thing. Like when the show Selfridges came out on Amazon, it definitely like shows you the back door of everything versus, everything just fancy and coming up close. It shows all the crap that goes into fitting the person and picking out the perfect outfit, and it definitely like reflects along on what I do, because that's pretty much all I do is, finding the right material to fit somebody perfectly, and all the negative stuff that leads up to it, and then I only can show people all the positive.
Do you ever watch any of those programs like Project Runway, or do you watch the Rachel Zoe Project, or do you watch any of those kind of shows that do with fashion stuff?
I actually don't really watch that kind of show. I'm not very much a reality TV kind of guy,
Good
but
man, good man. I'm sorry,
but
reality
it,
TV. Sorry for the shade, but good man.
but when I do watch like whenever like the Moschino documentary comes out, the Dior documentary, Zach Posen, I've seen all of those.
Yeah.
They're all so good. You know, I like to see what goes into it versus all the drama that they have to bring to it to make it entertaining.
Good man. Oh, good man. I'm very proud of you. You're young. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of you that you don't fall into that. Good. It's good. Plus, you're doing it already. So, like, these people are trying to get into it. You're already doing it.
Exactly.
So there, folks. He's already doing it already. Well, you are a delight, and I really want to continue to follow you on your journey as you just keep going up, up, and up. To me, you are fearless, and you're just killing it. And to be at your age doing this and knowing what you want to do, it's very amazing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And I'm very excited because I have two huge projects coming out that I'm really excited to share. You know, during all this time where we haven't been able to do much, definitely been planning out a long year of cool projects.
So, can you reveal any of them here yet, or no? We have to wait.
So I already mentioned my expansion plans.
Yes.
I am working with a bunch of cool clientele and some really cool people to open up, potentially have stuff in Paris, like a small pop-up show
Okay.
or something like that. And as well, I am also working on a celebrity collaboration line. So that should be revealed very shortly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so, and it's definitely, I like the first two I did with some friends who were like a really big celebrity designer as well as a actress. But this time it's actually with somebody that people will recognize. And so that's pretty exciting to hear.
Okay. Good to come back on after that's out or whatever, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, we're in talks right now. So it should be released probably within the next few weeks, which is cool.
Quick. Okay, that's quick.
Yeah.
Okay, very exciting. Well, congratulations. That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
The
Yes.
fact that you are doing it, you're not just talking about it, you are doing it. And I think and anybody who's a go-getter, I'm that way. I just like to go and just do it. I admire that very much.
Thank you. Yes. I definitely try to have a lot more action versus just talking about doing something and never having anything come out of it. So I'm definitely the type of person who's very headstrong. And when I say I'm going to do something, I will definitely do it.
What sign are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, Gemini's coming up too. I'm Taurus. So mine's coming up May 10th. My birthday's coming up. So
Nice.
that's kind of, so yeah, birthday coming up too soon.
Yeah. In about a month after yours. Yeah.
That's my fun. Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Okay, that makes sense. Geminis are great. Geminis do all kinds of stuff. They have their hands in things. They're doers. Geminis are doers. They do stuff like that. Jonathan Marc Stein, folks, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope you have a great quarantine and you're staying safe.
Yeah, I'm trying. This is day 42 for me at home. So it's very, very interesting. I'm creating content while I'm here, like you. I'm doing creating content, but I'm home. Tell the folks where they can find your stuff online and find you online.
So all my social medias at Jonathan Marc Stein. And I just opened up a small store in Dubai. So if you're in the region, you should go check it out. And my showroom here in Beverly Hills and everything else, Jonathan Marc Stein, it should be under something like that.
Yes. And of course, you can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. Sold at James Lott Jr. and all social media platforms. It's everywhere, folks. And this show is everywhere too. It's on all streaming services. It's on YouTube, on JLJ Media. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. If you have anything you want, if you're a celebrity watching this, you want to get in contact with them, tell me and I'll get you in contact with them. And everybody, please, I know it's tough out there. Try to stay safe. Try to stay sane during this time period. We're all going through this together. So it's kind of this one shared experience. But don't stop connecting.